Good morning. We are following up with Robert's theme on Sunday of breakthrough. And yesterday I talked about this idea of taking a step of faith in obedience and that being the beginnings of breakthrough. As we think about this and taking a concrete step in obedience, I'm reminded of the whole principle of the tithe in the Bible. That is that we give a tenth, we give the first fruits of what God has entrusted to us. And when we do that, it is an act of faith. And I myself and numerous, just almost countless people that I've talked to about this have found this to be true, that when they take this concrete step with their finances and they actually give, even when they're in a place of need, and they give and they give, and when they do that, they ignite. They're taking a faith step in terms of what God has already said. And when they take that faith step, then there's a whole kind of chain reaction that happens in that. It's a super concrete way of being able to say, Lord, I trust you. I'm going to give generously. I'm going to give a tenth. And you've heard me talk about this before. I don't believe that the tithe is a New Testament concept per se, but I believe it is the minimum kind of starting point for us to be able to walk in faith with our finances. And when we walk in faith with our finances, it starts a chain reaction of God's blessing in our lives. And so, it's crazy. I've had this happen with us. I've seen this happen in so many other people's lives. They're in a place of financial need. And it's like, well, then I need to start tithing. I'm like, you don't understand. I don't have enough money in my bank account. And it's like, that's true. And you still need to start giving. And it's like, but if I start giving, I won't have enough money. And it's like, yes, that's the faith in it, that you give, and then you are putting your life onto God's standard now, and you are now, moving in God's resources. So that's a faith step that you can take that's concrete. I'm not saying that that's the only one. I'm just saying that that's an example of what it means to take a concrete step of faith when you need a breakthrough. So that's a word to reflect on today and perhaps to do something about today. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll talk tomorrow.